You see, go. It says go live.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Okay. Good afternoon to each and everyone this afternoon. So, wherever you are in the world, happy Black History Month. We, as I would say, African Caribbean, African Americans, Africans from around the globe, we should give thanks for the journey. Um, we have so much to celebrate. It's amazing what we have done throughout our lives, and not only that, our ancestors play a very integral role in what we're doing. They paved the way for us, and we should appreciate it. So this afternoon, I am Jeanette Lumley, and I'm the host of the Revolution Talk Show. And this afternoon, I have in studio with me a very important person that many of us may not know. However, he's playing some very, very important, or doing, I should say, doing important things for individual in our community. And that's why I wanted to feature him because of the great work that he's doing. So this afternoon, I have in studio with me a young man by the name of Sean Prendergast, sorry, out of
Prendergast.
Jamaica.
Prendergast. Yeah.
Prendergast, yeah. Out of Jamaica. However, he currently resides in the United States. But I would rather him talk about his journey as a philanthropist. That's what I call him because yeah, based on the
Yeah.
work that he's doing in the community, which is Jamaica. So good afternoon, Sean. How are you?
Hey, good afternoon, Miss Lumley. And as always, it's always a pleasure speaking with you, you know.
Great.
Whenever we speak, we touched on a lot of topics. It's always interesting when we speak. The stuff that we speak about, community development, just
Yes, yes.
We speak about a lot of things, and you also is doing a wonderful job, with the show that you are hosting. And I just want to commend you on that also. And it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have me, this afternoon. It's real cold outside. It's a lovely sunny day, here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where I now reside. And, I'm ready to talk about, whatever you want to talk about.
Okay, Sean. Yeah, so thanks. And I know it's extremely cold here as well. Well, you know what? There's a lot of snow outside, but it's not as bad as a few days ago. It's cold, but not rigidly cold. Yeah. And the streets downtown Toronto is very busy right now with the convoy truck drivers.
Yeah.
They're doing their thing down there. So I don't even want to touch that side right now because I was watching it on YouTube and people can't move. It's just bumper to bumper.
Oh, I saw it on the news. Yeah, those guys doing a fantastic job, I mean,
well, I don't know about well, you know what, as it relates to society, I guess they had to voice their opinion, right? Everybody has their own opinion in terms of what's going on in the world. So they decided they're fighting more for humanity. They're fighting for freedom, it's been 2 years and a lot of persons are under the lockdown, and not necessarily that what they're putting out there to say, okay, to mandate the vaccine. This is what these truck drivers are um, protesting against. It's for freedom and all of that, you know. So I'm not sure where it may lead based on the country, you know, based on the leaders here, politicians and stuff like that. We just have to wait and see what the outcome may be. All right.
Yeah,
Yes. Uh, so you know, let's hope and you know, let's see what how that transpired because I'm not sure if it's gonna be for another week, another month, because it seems like it's gonna be an ongoing thing here in Toronto.
yeah. Well, I think that, I mean, these world leaders, they also had to listen to the people. Also, this world doesn't just base on just the so-called leaders who run in the world. You understand? They had to also listen to the citizens of wherever, whatever country it is. People should have their own rights and their own opinion to do or to say what entering in their vein, their bloodstream. You know, you
Mm-hmm.
cannot force something on someone who doesn't want it to be forced on them. But the thing is it about all this that's going on, people is not reading. People will more take their cell phone and do, you know, some gossip or, you know, send around pictures and stuff, some gruesome scenes of somebody get killed or somebody arguing. They're not fighting for the real cause that they're supposed to fight for. When you have a cell phone, you got the world in your hand. Use it to do research, read more and stuff. The stuff that I see even in our country that the government is posing on people in our country. Um, it's tough that if they know about the UN, the United Nations Charter of Rights, they would know that no government can impose something on you, especially medicine that you don't want to involve in. Yeah,
Yes, and
no government can force any citizen to take any medication or any form of injection. They just need to read and go in the right places to find out their rights and what government can do to them from what they cannot do to them.
that is true. Many persons don't read,
Yeah,
and sometimes that's a big problem,
right,
right? Because sometimes the message is right between that article or that post,
right,
but because you don't read, then you're not getting it, and then a lot of people gravitates to video, right?
exactly,
So whatever is put out on the video, that's what people listen to. They're not taking the time to do their own research and stuff like that. So it could become problematic, you know, when you don't read.
right. So, I mean, it doesn't take a genius to tell you if something is not right for you, it's just not right for you.
I
Because
agree.
because what research have they done on it? All my life, I watch many documentaries about medicines and stuff like that. And this vaccine, the reason why, I'm not telling anyone not to take it, but I know for me personally, or for who I have jurisdiction over, I will not let they take this vaccine because there's not enough research done on it. And I can't let they stick something in my vein or in my children's vein that, I mean, I don't know if a month down the line they're gonna still here with me. No,
But
I can't
I
do that.
do I do believe as well that it also has to do with underlying issues, right? So, if you have underlying issues as well, I think it could be detrimental. I'm not sure because, it's just based on information that's been out there and stuff like that. So people should and really do more research. That's all I'm gonna say. Do your research so you
Yeah,
can get a better understanding of
people should
what it means.
should people should do research, and this is not something to that we should be sleeping on. You
No.
understand? Because what people also had to realize that the people who is supposed to be superior over us, I mean, we can't put our trust in them because they are doing stuff that behind our backs that gonna hurt us. You see what I'm saying?
Well, you know what? Well, remember, as little children growing up back in Jamaica, we were given the vaccine and to prevent certain disease or whatever it is, and we're still here, right? But
Right.
yeah, so I'm not gonna say vaccine doesn't work. I wouldn't say that.
But
But I
in the
think with the truckers, what they're trying to say is that okay, you can make your vaccine, but do not force people to take it or do not mandate it.
right.
And then when you
However,
look into it's not just about the vaccine. There are other issues as well. There are many issues even before the vaccine. So maybe this convoy thing that is going on is going to be addressing other issues as well. Um,
right,
Human rights in many areas,
right.
especially people of color as
As you
well.
touched on as you touched on the topic of human rights, there are so much issues in this world that need to be addressed when
Mm-hmm.
it comes on to that. I
Yeah.
mean, even the wars that going on all around the world. Look at Afghanistan. They go to Afghanistan and they spend what? I forgot how many trillion. I think it was like 1 trillion or something or somewhere around there. They spend or 3 trillion to fund that war. And look, they moved out and the Taliban, they still controlling Afghanistan, doing a lot of stuff to the civilians, them that's there. It's a lot of atrocity that's going on around the world when it comes on to human rights and stuff like that. Over there in Palestine, it's a lot of atrocity been going on over there. But
And
yet still other heads of government, they sit in the United Nations. Nobody even address that situation and those atrocities that been taking place.
and and also as you're talking about atrocities, that's why you came on the show today based on what you're doing in Jamaica as it relates to giving back because there are a lot of people there who they're maybe not experiencing war, but they're experiencing other issues
Yeah,
like with the
they
government and
they
yeah, so
they experience in a war of poverty. That's what they
right,
are experiencing.
exactly, yeah, and that's why you're on this program today. So um, again, everyone, I am Jeanette Lumley, the host of the Revolution on the Move talk show. And in studio this afternoon, I have with me Sean Prendergast. I always have a
Prendergast, yeah,
Prendergast.
yeah.
And Sean is from the Rudolph Prendergast,
Prendergast
yes,
Foundation.
Foundation, which is he's currently residing in the U.S. However, he helps a lot of persons back in Jamaica. Just recently, there was a write-up, no, sorry, a presentation or a birthday celebration for a popular artist that we know in Jamaica, Junior Biles.
The
And it's a
legendary
yeah,
Junior Boy.
I should say the legendary Junior Biles. And it's not just Black History Month we're celebrating. we're also celebrating Reggae Month. And Sean is also, he has a producing, what is it, company, where he,
Yeah,
what is that?
I have a label, Shakur Prendergast
Right,
Entertainment.
right, yes. And on that label, he's into, again, several
Producing,
artists, yes,
yeah,
several artists comes under that label. So this is why he's also here. So when I saw that video with the amazing thing that he's done, so he was very influential in celebrating, or I think he contributed, if not all, to that celebration to have Mr. Biles' birthday celebrated. And Big Stone was also the host or the presenter there at the occasion for Mr. Biles. So, Sean, can you tell us why you went on this journey in giving back? And I know you've done many other ones, like the Tracy and Ricketts. Um, you were influential in that campaign, and many others. So, can you share with us why
it's
you chose to do the things that you do for Jamaica?
well, first, I should say I am a patriotic Jamaican. I must use that word first. I am a patriot. Don't matter where out of Jamaica I am. If you know this, I haven't lost my Jamaican accent, my patois. And I've been here. I turned 15 in this country. You understand? So, and I've been here for a long time. When I came here, I turned 15, so that's a long time. And I started to flowering right now. My flowers, they coming in up top.
But that doesn't. But you know what? Gray has nothing to do with age.
Yeah, I know that because right now I'm almost doing half a century and I feel like I feel like a 10-year-old boy.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah,
age has nothing to do with
I feel great
grayness.
in my spirit. But
Hmm.
anyway, yeah, as I said, I am a patriotic Jamaican. I never lose the love for my culture and my fellow countrymen, brothers and sisters. And when it comes on to giving is just something that I adopted, I guess, from I was in my mother's womb. And, since birth, growing up with the father that, I grew up with until I, you know, migrated to the United States, which is my late dad, the late Rodolph Prendergast. Growing up, knowing my dad, he was a giver. He was the type of person who always loved to share. Whenever you come around, you're not leaving. If it's either a cane or, you know, a bunch of banana, something, but just know that you're leaving with something. And you're also leaving with a prayer of guidance too on your way
And
up.
the majority of Jamaicans are like that. Most,
Yes,
yes, they love to give. My grandmother was like that, as a matter of fact, love to give, and everything we pray. Jamaicans pray, always put prayers first, you know,
right,
and
right,
then like that's paramount to in their life, and then everything else is secondary. You know what I mean? Yes.
right,
So yeah. So yeah. So you still have that culture, the Jamaican
right. So
culture in you. Yes.
I still kept that culture. Whenever I see people on the street, if I pass 5 or 6 people, I'm giving them something. A lot of time people will say, don't give it to them because they don't need it. Look, if I see them in a certain shape, I'm gonna give it to them, because guess what? If they even ask me for it and they know they don't need it and they take it and do something else with it, that loss is not on me. They're gonna have to answer to the creator, not me. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So I always,
You're just a giver, you know?
yeah, I always just been a giver. And when I look and I see the pain and the suffering in the people of Jamaica, and knowing that Jamaica, people said Jamaica is poor, but Jamaica is not poor. People talking about poor. I've been living in this country for many years, as I tell you, for decades. And I can tell you, when you're talking about poor, the level of poverty that country right now, not far from where I am. I could go there and make a video and send it to you. It's this guy that been living there close to a gas station and a fast food place. He don't even have a tent over him. I just passed there. Every time I passed there, I had to look at him. And nobody, I seen the energy, the electric company was there night before last, no, 3 nights ago, changing a light pole. And they seen him right there. Nobody called the city or call a shelter or something to take him. He was there in the heavy snow. A few days ago, the snow fell. Rainfall wet him, and then the sun comes and it dried up his blanket and his clothes. I really feel it for that guy. So people in Jamaica, the advantage people in Jamaica have, they could go to even some government property and pick maybe some fruit or something like that. Here you had to buy everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. True.
You had to pay for everything here.
That's
And
the advantage.
That's the advantage that we have over them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the government in Jamaica could do way better than they're doing for the people. But they're not doing it. If you notice, it's not even about color for me, because if you notice the color behind me, you notice it's green, because that's one of my favorite color. Not only because I was a member of the Jamaica Labour Party, but I just love green, period. But when I look at how Big Stone and Torch and Yellowman and all those guys and Tracy and Ricketts, that they went out there in front of CVM and they plea and they beg for help for that little girl, Tracy and Ricketts, with this osteosarcoma cancer in her jaw. And I tagged the Prime Minister. Other people tag him. We tagged the health minister. When we got to the health minister secretary, she said, yeah, we know about the case of the little girl, because Christopher Tufton, the health minister, brought it to her attention that it's over 4,000, something like that, 3,500 or 4,000 people tagged him on the situation. He promised the little girl dad that he was gonna give them some money towards the little girl
medical expenses.
Medical expense.
Mm-hmm.
Which he promised them $1 million, which I want to hear why you didn't give the people the $1 million that you promised them. Christopher Tufton.
Yeah, and just a minute, Sean. And on that note, so I should mention that that's where I met Sean because I was on that campaign as well. Sean, Yellowman, Nature Ellis, Big Stone, quite a few persons of influence. However, it was such a sad situation. And then last year, was it last year? The little girl passed away.
Just
You
evil
know,
talk.
just it was so sad. I mean, 14
Just
years old she was at the
just
time.
you just even bringing it up. I mean, just make my eye real teary
Yeah.
right now because that
When
little girl did not
sad.
have to die.
No, because when I got the call from Big Stone, he got me too. When he called, and as a result, that was one of the reasons why Big Stone went in the hospital.
Yeah,
Because he really took that, like it really affected him.
right. It
Yeah.
affected all of us.
Yeah,
And
but
even the
it took
other
him, it
girl,
got him more.
it's not only Tracy and Ricketts, but there's other incident where the health minister was called up on, where he didn't where he failed too, because he was called up on Stacy and Collins, Tracy and no, Stacy and Collins, the 20-something-year-old young lady that was um
Burnt, with a burn.
burned. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she thought that the she had lit the stove and she didn't lit it. And she went back in there and just, I think, strike the lighter and the old cylinder blew up on her. That girl was in the hospital for 21 days suffering. All it take for Christopher Tufton to do was just to get in touch with Jackson Memorial Hospital, who has a burn center in Miami, Florida, and try to get either use, I'm sure the JDF, they got some type of aircraft or something that they could use to take the journey to Miami. And yet still that lady plead. I'm tired of these politicians in Jamaica. I'm telling you the truth. I'm tired of them. And
Yeah, and
when I tell
and
you
I
that I had enough of them, I'm living here in the US, but I follow what's going on in my country. I mean, it would seem like I'm living in Jamaica.
that's what it seems like, correct?
I know everything that's going on in Jamaica. And as far as what I see they got this new guy out there now that form a party. I think if the UIC, I
Yes.
endorse the UIC.
Hmm.
I endorse them. So I'm telling Mr. Joseph Patterson that I, Sean Prendergast, I give you that my endorsement, and I would tell everybody who I know, all my friends and followers and well-wishers, to endorse this man. It's best we settle for something that we don't know about, that we're gonna learn about, than we're settling for the same people who come and making nothing but empty promise.
Yes, and I was speaking with someone yesterday about that same young man for that party, UIC, and
Yes,
he was saying to me, what I should do is follow him because he has some very good ideas, in terms of changing Jamaica, you know,
yes.
moving
People might
forward.
said it, people might
Yeah.
said it cannot work, but when I sat and I listened to him on Unstoppable, and before I even go any further, that guy Unstoppable is another big stone, but in a different category.
Okay, no, I never really sat down. I
Yes,
have to start watching them.
he's doing some marvelous work
Okay,
in
yeah.
social media. If the other vloggers, they would follow that guy and a
Yes.
couple other vloggers that
Mhm.
out there, I mean, I think Jamaica, they could help to really turn Jamaica around, because if you notice, it's too much negativity is going on these, lot of these vlogging in Jamaica. For Jamaica to be a country that filled with so much crime, I mean, you need more influential people who want to see Jamaica progress to its full potential.
Potential, yes. And
Yeah,
I should also say that when I go to Jamaica, I basically go in the ghetto, right? Where I stay when I go there. But a lot of people look at the ghetto as a bad place, like so
it's
bad.
not a bad place.
It's not a bad place. I've been there. Every time I go there, and I'm telling you, these people in there, they know how to live. You know, they have a different way of life. They come together. It's like a unit, you know, combined, and they look out for one another. You know, they
Right,
try to share with each other. You see young ladies on the street doing hair to make $1. Like they're just into the community like that. So it's not a bad thing. How I would perceive it as being bad, if you're not from the area and nobody knows about you, and you go there maybe acting as I'm better than you or sort of thing, yes. But if you know the community and know the people, they're gonna look out for you. They're gonna look out for
right,
you and make sure that you're. And yes, I find that people may say they beg. Yes, I do believe at times, but sometimes, I mean, one year I went home and my husband had a pair of shoes, and that's when I realized that there are people in need. My husband was wearing a pair of shoes, a Clark's, and he brought it to Jamaica and said, you know what, he's gonna get rid of it because he brought it here and he said he's gonna wear it out there in the rain and then he's gonna leave it. And there was a guy who came to him and said when he's going back to leave the shoes for him. I was
yeah,
shocked. And he said to him, okay, can you come at 8 o'clock in the morning? The guy was there at 8 o'clock. But you know what? When we went back to Jamaica, I couldn't believe it's the same shoes. He cleaned up that shoes and wearing it proudly, right?
yeah,
So there are many people there in the community there who are really, really, really in need.
yes.
And
And one,
I
one,
commend you. I commend you for taking on that journey with so many that you've given back, you
right,
know.
because when I did what I did, a lot of people, a lot of my own Jamaican people, they bash me and they say this and they say that. But guess what? They should see and they should know that's just the type of person who I am. And every time they bash me and try to put me low, and try to trample all over me, God just continue blessing me. And I just
Uh,
continue to just doing more and more. You understand?
who are some of the people that you've helped on the journey, Sean?
Well, actually, I've been helping people. I mean, but I'm not even gonna include
But
those
right,
in
I'm
who are
talking about the videos
publicly,
and stuff. Yeah.
publicly, yeah. Well, the first, I'm gonna start with the first person. The first person, it was this little 23-year-old guy called Jevan Dixon. Big him up wherever he is. He's a very interesting kid. Yeah. Well, actually, he had a chronic case of cerebral palsy. And I was on my phone and I see this thing run across. So I tapped on it. And it was the great Big Stone, my mentor, one of my
As
mentors.
always, big up
Yeah.
yourself, big stone, no matter
Big
where
up
you are.
yourself, Mr.
Yes,
Claude
sir.
Sinclair,
Yes, yes,
aka Big Stone,
yes.
are big, I don't even want to get there. You know the joke with the girl them run with you.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes,
you're a joke with them girl run with them, man.
yes,
Yeah, man.
yes.
But Big Stone is a phenomenal guy, and Big Stone is a true example to Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
And if you did have even a next 10 or 20 of Big Stone, I think Jamaica would it's it's a lot of great things would happen in Jamaica. You wouldn't
But
have
you know
some.
what? I think things are happening there, but it's wherever they want it to happen,
Yeah. But okay,
not in the community.
we're gonna touch on that topic. So let the people they know the projects that I'm involved in.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. So I tapped on the thumbnail that I see on my phone screen. When I tapped on it, it comes up a little boy needs a wheelchair because he's in a makeshift wheelchair that I don't know who make it, but somebody make it and give it to his mom from a shopping cart. And when I see it, I felt so bad. I was trying to reach Big Stone for like 2 days after seeing it. Then finally, on the third day, he got the message and he called, and we start talking. And when he told me the situation, I just said I had to do something about it because there's no way we should live in a democratic country as Jamaica in 2021 and a kid need just something as a simple amenities of a wheelchair, and the government couldn't provide that to the kid. I said I had to do something about this. Big Stone. I take up my phone and I make a call. I tell Big Stone I would call him back. I call up a childhood friend that me and her, we grew up together here. Her name is Sherry Gaffney. And I call up Sherry Gaffney and I run the story by her. Big Stone sent the clipping of the video that he made with Javon, and I sent it to her. One phone call lead to another phone call, and I called back Big Stone and I said, Big Stone, I got a wheelchair for him. And not only I have a wheelchair, I said, matter of fact, I'm gonna let you go visit them because they said the little boy need to go to the doctor and get a checkup and they didn't have the money. So, I put some money that I had and, I go see a couple people that I know and, they give me what they have and I was able to give 100,000 Jamaican dollars to the mom, to deal with his medical expense. And that video is out there. Anybody want to see those videos, just go on Big Stone Television or go on the Rudolph Prendergast website and you could
Right.
see those
Yes.
videos.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I
And
had to get a lot of those video upload on the website to the foundation website because it's still a lot of them that haven't uploaded on it yet. Because when I do what I do, I doesn't do it to get recognition. I do it as a tribute and as an honor to my late father. So I don't care about the fame that comes behind it or whatever, because I have been famous all my life from as far as I know. So I don't need to seek for fame or attention. And After that, I did Roxanne Garden over there in Yorton. Her story was in the Beacon. And, we did that story. I did, after that, it's so much, many of them. I did the Ivan Sterling story
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
with Little Lenny. That Ivan Sterling was the lady who was
Right.
flooded out over there in Duane Park. And I did Willie Francis.
Right. And
That's
then
Willie, that's the singer who sing "Oh What a Minute," what a short dress.
And then the Tracy and Ricketts as
The
well
Tracy and
campaign.
Ricketts, with King Yellowman.
Right.
Big up to King Yellowman wherever
I
he
was
is.
on that. I was on that campaign as
King
well.
Yellowman, big him up wherever he is. He is a great human being, the great Winston Foster. And I did Ozzy Robertson. That's the guy who wrote that song, Ghetto Girl, that famous Dennis Brown song. Your mother is wondering where you are. Do you see her at night when you're under the star? Yeah, I did it. I did his story. I did Tiger. Tiger.
Oh, you did Tiger as well?
Entertainment Tiger, yeah. I did
Okay.
Tiger also. Tiger, big up yourself wherever you're at. I hope you're feeling much better than before, and hope you get a speedy recovery.
Yeah, because I heard he got a stroke, another stroke.
He got a minor stroke.
Yeah. But I hope he recovers soon.
I also did George Williams. That was the guy that did 52 years in prison, that the government of Jamaica got that man in jail for 52 years. He's from the community of Mount Rasa up in Yorton.
Why did he go to prison?
Well, it's from, you had to watch the story that Big Stone did on him, because he just left out of his house one morning. His mind is not too right. He's of unsound mind.
Okay.
A slight unsound mind. And it was when that guy, the chinks and stuff, eat off that guy's face in prison who died. That's when they found his story, and it's still 15 more people is behind bar that need to be free. That Andrew Holness should see to it that those people are free without trial.
People, Sean mentioned something about chink.
Yeah.
So for those of you who doesn't know what chink is, it's bed bugs.
Right.
And that ate off the man's face. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it ate off his face and ate his body all up.
Holy cow. So they're
how
deadly.
How can you have a country and you have your penal system running like that? I understand it's some terrible guys in there who needs to be in there, or maybe not in there, but somewhere else. We all know. But you still have to treat them humane.
Medical attention.
Yeah, the whole Jamaica prison system, everything is wrong about Jamaica. All those money that the government is borrowing, borrow the money from China. Yeah, we will pay it back as taxpayer, because I'm not living in Jamaica, but I have a lot of property in Jamaica that I pay tax for. You understand? So I am a taxpayer. Borrow the money and let us pay it back in property taxes. Build a proper hospital where our citizens, they don't have to die without dignity the way they've been dying. When I see these video of these young men, and young women, I mean, killed so grossly in the street, you don't even have an ambulance. The cops, they just pick them up and just throw them like you pick up a dead dog
I
off the
know.
street. Yeah, like you pick up a dead dog off the street and throwing them.
John, your phone, can you put your camera back on?
Yeah, somebody is calling me, that's why.
Okay,